Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be doing how to build on the brand new Percival, who I was lucky enough to get on my free multi. And if you are going to summon, it's quite a good banner, but of course I would still wait and see what our next big banner is, because of course we'll find out in, I think we'll find out next week. Yeah, we should find out next week what the next big banner is. So if it is a 600 banner and it's like a skip, quite good, but of course we do have seasonal festivals now, they do exist, so do be a little bit careful about it. But anyway, let's go on to Percival, what he does, and just his kit in general. It's quite good. Substats wise, they're all quite mid. Crit defense is like, I mean, what I would say is quite standard for nowadays. 108, like 100% plus crit defense is quite standard nowadays. Crit resistance a little bit on the lower side. Crit chance is quite low. Crit damage once again quite low. Pierce rate's okay. Resistance is a little bit on the lower side, but it's still okay. Lifesteal's pretty good for a human, so no problems there. He is currently rocking the perfect HP defense gear. I'm not going to engrave it for him. That's just what he's holding for now, mainly for Box Isu. His first skill is Rush, which is 2 times crit chance plus 100% damage dealt against enemies affected by focused attack. That is technically an effect he applies to the enemy. The effect is applied before he attacks, so when he attacks, it'll apply before, then he does extra damage, so you don't have to do a 2-skill combo. You can just play a single skill and get the effect to work. And his second skill is Deplete All Gauge. It's actually the good Deplete All Gauge as well, which is 1, 2, and 3, not just 1, 1, 3, which is like the old one now. And his ultimate, which is actually super free-to-play friendly. When I saw this ultimate, I assumed that this was going to be the ultimate is 6-6, and at 1-6 it's going to be like 5% attack-related stats. But he gives himself 100% attack-related stats and increases the enemy's damage taken by 50%. That's a single enemy, and then does 7 damage. Which is quite a good ultimate. It's quite strong. Let me quickly just show you. Quite a strong ultimate, especially for 1-6. I was kind of expecting that to be like a 6-6. Let me just remove the thing. 300k isn't bad. For HP defense, it's not too bad at 1-6. And also his passive doesn't really give him any increased damage. So, applies Perseverance on the hero for 2 turns at the start of the battle. For each applicable ally participating in battle, their defense-related stats are increased by 10%. So what this means, basically, if you have humans or sins, he will increase your defense-related stats by 30%. If you have 3 on the field, of course, if you have 4, 40%, which is quite nice. It also pairs quite well with Nulfamy, who of course wants humans. You know, you've got technically a defense booster who does also work in the back. Of course, we'll get into how he works in the back in a second, because half his passive does, half his passive doesn't. So, in addition, when the hero uses a single target effect, the target is inflicted with focused attack effect for 2 turns. The hero's HP related stats are increased by 10% for each surviving ally, and the hero's crit damage is increased for every dead ally. So, if let's just say 3 allies die, you get an extra 300% crit defense, crit damage, which will put you at 500% crit damage, which I still don't think would be enough to deal a lot of damage with him. But you know, we'd have to wait and see. Really. Then Perseverance, the hero takes 30% of allies' damage from them, and then immediately recovers 50% of the damage taken. So this is sort of like Blue Tarmiel. He's got like Blue Tarmiel's stance, where he sort of absorbs some of the damage taken, but he heals 50% of it, so it's better. And it's quite nice. It means you don't really have to run Red Tarmiel on him. He can sort of absorb a lot of damage, so you can still run Red Tarmiel on, you know, Arthur or Nulfamy, whoever you're really using, who could use it. Of course, applicable allies are humans and sins. Focused attack is a debuff, so it lowers their crit resistance by 30% and increases the damage taken by 50% when hit by 2 single target skills during the same turn. Okay. Single target attacks during the enemy's turn. Oh, so when they use 2 single target skills, it increases the damage they take. Okay, that's okay. So for example, if you were to attack Transcendent Bond, and the Transcendent Bond was to do the full setup, meaning he used the debuff skill, then the attack skill, he would then have a 50% increased damage taken debuff on him, which is kind of cool. And then damage taken increase activates only once per turn. Okay, so if it was 4 skills, it couldn't apply on more than 2 enemies. Okay, that's fine. Which won't happen. So, what part of his passive works in the back, what part of his passive works in the front? So, in the back, the only part of the passive that works is this defense-related stat part. This top part here is the only thing that works in the front. But in the back, the whole thing works. Sorry, in the front, the whole thing works. In the back, only this top bit here works. Which is okay, because I don't see how the hell they would do, you know, this part of the passive in the back. Because this is all about, like, him being up front, you know, him sort of absorbing the damage reduction, that's not going to work. But this defense-related stat bit here does work, which is kind of good. It's like 30% defense-related stats in the back. Kind of nice, sort of like Tristan. He's sort of like the Tristan for humans, is what I'm going to call him. Outfits-wise, okay, his outfits look kind of mid. Weapons, he's missing a weapon. But he, of course, he will get a Hawk Pulse weapon as well, and probably a full outfit. And then once again, he has a full set of headgear. So he's only missing one weapon, which he will probably end up getting from a Hawk Pulse outfit probably soon-ish. I reckon Escalon will probably get an outfit, and then it will be this man's turn. For gear, I've given him HP defense. He's not built to be a DPS. Yes, his passive gives him extremely high crit damage, but I think that's more or less so, you know, it's that now a 1v1, Percival's on the field, he's got 500% crit damage, you then pop the ult, and then it wipes. That's what I think it's built for. I don't think it's built for him being a real DPS. It's built for, if he's last alive, he can come in and still deal lots of damage. Because without the buffs, he doesn't do much damage at all. He's not a DPS, he's not a damage dealer. He really does need that crit damage boost. And I do feel like that if he pops the ult and then starts doing attacks, maybe he'll start doing some insane damage. But currently I've just given him HP defense, and that's the gear I'd recommend for him. He's definitely not a DPS. HP defense is the way you want to go. You want as much CC with him as possible. His CC isn't the highest, of course. This is perfect HP defense gear. Yes, I'm missing outfits. Yes, I'm missing ult level. Yeah, he's not True Awakened. But that's perfect HP defense gear, and he's still only at 62,000. And he's the newest character, which is kind of but it's okay, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next one. Goodbye.